when it comes to politics, I want to talk to you all today about politics. When it comes to politics, it's a lot that goes on a national level. We're not talking about on a local level. The local level, like the mayor and the governor, the commissioner, and people like that, that's a whole different bracket. When you're talking about president for the United States, the one that's going to represent all 51 states, that's a totally different ball game. It's controlled by people high up, and they mostly choose who they want to put in there. Even though you vote, and even though certain people win and have more people vote, if they don't get the electoral votes, they don't win. For an example, even if let's say if Kamala had got more people vote than Trump, if she didn't get more electoral votes, then that means she still wouldn't win, because the electoral votes are decided by a bunch of rich people in the state of Pennsylvania. About 528 people decide who they want to be the president, regardless of the numbers. You seen that with George Bush when Al Gore beat him in Florida, and they did a recount in Florida to justify George Bush stealing the election from him. It's all a bunch of rich people playing mind games. Back in the 1920s, we was not allowed to vote. We were not allowed to integrate. We were not allowed to eat, ride a bus, do anything with white people. But we came out of slavery and we built our own towns and own cities. I want you to listen. Listen good. We built our own towns and cities. We had our own Black Wall Street. Durham, North Carolina was the Black Wall Street. We had Wilmington, North Carolina, Black Wall Street, and a lot of towns all over the United States that were Black Wall Street. They were doing so good and so successful that whites would even find a way to accuse them of things, go in and burn the town down, or flood the town and kill everybody they could and flood the town, or there'll be a highways between the cities, like Nashville, Tennessee, you have Buchanan and Jefferson Street. Those Wall Street areas. But what they did, they ran an interstate in between it to separate the black businesses. A lot of people don't even know that. They've been living here in Nashville all their life. I've only been here 25 years. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to politics, it is a very slick, wicked thing. So a lot of us get upset and say, well, you should vote. You should vote. You know, if you don't vote, then this is what's going to happen. That's how Trump got in the White House. Trump didn't get in the White House because you didn't vote. Trump got in the White House because Elon Musk worked the number system for him. He even told you that after Napoleon, after he won, that Elon was good with the computers. He know what he was doing. He worked them numbers. If it wasn't for Elon, he won the main states, and he would be going to jail. He said it out in his own mouth. It's on film. It's on camera. And when Trump first ran against Hillary and beat Hillary was winning all the states. Mostly. And then when it went to a commercial and came back on, the state turned from blue to red. Trump is winning. They stole that election from Hillary, which she's the devil too. She's the devil herself, but they stole the election from him. Then when he went against Joe Biden, he thought he was going to be able to pull that same stunt. But what they did, they rigged it where Joe Biden would win. And Joe Biden won and beat Trump. Now, did Trump really win or beat Joe Biden? That's a question. But that's why Trump's so upset, because he know that he cheated Hillary, so he know that Joe them probably cheated him. A bunch of crooks, man. So he stay out for a while, for 4 years. Okay, then he get a chance to come again. This time, Elon Musk helps him out. They become buddy. Elon Musk on stage doing Nazi salutes, neo-Nazi salutes, and all that type of stuff. All in the Oval Office with his son and stuff. Land, you know that, hey, nigga, I put Trump here. Trump didn't win. I put him here. But people are so foolish. We believe anything and trust anybody and anything they say. The whole thing is a joke. Because even though Trump is the president of the United States, he has no power. The only person that has power is the one that telling Trump what to do. And right now, the Congress, the Senate, the Speaker of the House, the legislator, the executive branch, all of them have been bought by Israel. So right now, Israel, Zionists, is running the United States government. That's why Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, can come over to the United States whenever he get ready and call shots. And when he stands up in that Capitol, they all stand and they bow to him because he owns them financially. And it's either you pay back the money or you do what we say. And most of them money hungry. Most of them, when they go into politics, they don't go in there rich. They go in there with a salary of about $64,000 or maybe $80,000 a year. All of a sudden, they millionaires. How? Because the Jewish lobbies. So Trump has no real power, and he thought he was going to be able to run things. But he didn't know the Jews had used Jeffrey Epstein to blackmail, to get all the information on Trump they probably could. And so the Jews using all that information they got on Trump, blackmailing him to make him do what they say. So Trump goal was to be a MAGA and to make MAGA great again in the old-fashioned way. But the Jews said, no, you're going to do it our way or else. And that's what's going on in politics right now. So when you vote, that's a good thing if you decide to vote. But just know this, your votes are controlled and are determined by the higher up who's going to sit in that seat as the representative of the United States and the representative of Israel, who's controlling the political parties of the United States, whether they be Republican or Democrat. It ain't like the old days. John F. Kennedy was the last real president that we had. And he was anti-Jewish. He was anti-Zionist. He wasn't with none of that foolish stuff they doing. He was pro-black. He was willing to give black reparation. He admitted that blacks are the original Indians of America. And that blacks are not originally from Africa, but from here. The last real president was John F. Kennedy. They got rid of him. They get rid of everybody that's a threat. So I stopped by to say to you today, as you go crazy in the political world, just remember, it's controlled by higher up power. Those in higher power. Not Donald Trump, not Obama, not Bush, not Biden. None of them guys had any power. And all of them guys are messed up. George Bush, when Katrina took place and all them black people were dying in Louisiana, George Bush went on vacation doing whatever he wanted to do. He could care less by having them people down there. Then Joe Biden, when he was running for president, even as Senate, he always acknowledged that he cared less for black people and that he wasn't for black people. And he made it obvious that he cared nothing for black people. And then by the time Trump gets on the scene, he makes it clear he don't care nothing for black people and blah, blah, blah. So it's a game being played. So I say to you, let us do like our ancestors did in the days of Black Wall Street, when we had our own, when we did our own thing. But we got to come back together and unify, and we got to understand what group economics is. Every other group understand it, but us. You don't see the Arab American, the Asian American, the East Indian American, the Jewish American. You don't see none of them guys, the Indian American. You don't see none of them guys beefing and protesting about voting for somebody that only gonna last 4 years or maybe 8 years, because they understand group economics. They understand money is power and power is money, and that having your own is the key. Having your own is the key. But we as black people, we ain't figured that out yet. We think we need to vote for somebody that's gonna do for us. No, we need to do for ourselves. We can vote, that's fine. But we need to do for ourselves and create our own hospital, own stores, own school. We can do it. We got the money. We just got to put our mind together. I'm Elder Travis Newton. Until that time, remember, it's the Lord that make it rich and add no sorrow. Check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and hopefully you enjoy the video, and hopefully you be blessed. And remember, I don't need your money, don't want your money, and God is good, and he's always in the blessing business. I'm out of here. Peace.